KX News Storm Team.
Welcome back, everyone, into KX News at 4. Seeing some light scattered showers right along I-94 there, kind of between New Salem and Bismarck. So we zoom you a little bit tighter in, and you can see some embedded heavier downpours just to the south of New Salem. Now, I'm not expecting anything strong in terms of showers within the next few hours, but we are expecting to see a better chance for some widespread rain chances as we get into overnight tonight and tomorrow. That'll be a product of what we call a Colorado low, and it's called that because of where it is developing right now here, kind of in between Colorado and Utah. That's going to continue to track up towards the Dakotas here, and that's what's really going to bring us better chance for those steadier showers, keeping us unsettled in some locations straight through the end of the week. So as we walk you through gradually the course of the next several hours, most of these showers for right now are going to be more of that hit or miss variety. The cloud cover is going to stay in place as it has been all day today, resulting in overcast conditions. But then we're going to start to see some of these bands of rain move in as we get closer to, say, 10, 11 o'clock in the evening tonight. More of those heavier downpours possible as we get into 2, 3 o'clock tomorrow morning, especially in areas to the south of I-94 there, kind of to the south of Bismarck, right along Highway 83. This will likely be more of a system for western North Dakota and into northeastern Montana, just based on the way this low is tracking here. We could encounter what we call some dry slotting as we get closer to the morning commute. I would say the best chance for that likely going to be in the areas that are right along I-94 there, kind of between Bismarck and Dickinson. Again, like I was mentioning before, this is more of a system for western North Dakota, which is kind of good considering the last several systems we've seen kind of not really impacting western North Dakota overall. But even regardless, by the mid to late morning hours, still going to see more of those steadier showers. That's going to keep temperatures relatively at bay into those lower 50s. However, capital city area where we do have a better shot at some of that dry slotting occurring, we could see temperatures reaching the lower 60s, even down towards the far southeastern corner of the state. Picking things up where we left off here as we get towards, say, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Again, odds putting a better chance at drier conditions kind of the further south you are located, even the further south and east you are located, as this is going to continue to kind of sit and spin, ushering in some heavier bands of rain. I certainly cannot rule out an isolated rumble of thunder, but should we see anything, it'll be likely of more of the non-severe variety, just based on the fact that we're going to be locked into those clouds all day here and have been the course of the last several days, so we don't have any of that sunshine fueling the instability, and we certainly don't have any of those warmer temperatures. So looking at potential rain right through the end of the week, likely going to see the highest of amounts kind of close to western North Dakota and into northeastern Montana. There could be some higher totals embedded within those heavier bands of rain and those isolated rumbles of thunder. This is just to focus more on the pattern trend rather than exact amounts overall, but we'll continue to track this for you going into tomorrow. As we look at Williston's next 5, again, going to keep our temperatures into the 50s, even straight through the start of the weekend. Odds favoring a better shot at returning to the 60s for the second half of the weekend, aligning with a return to the sunshine. As we look at Dickinson's next 5, very similar pattern and story here into the 50s, possible 60s by Sunday. Here's Minot's next several days remaining right unsettled through the end of the week. Sunshine in time for the weekend, shot at a brief return to those 60s before tumbling back into the 50s. And finally looking at Bismarck's next several days, 60s possible for tomorrow and Friday. A little bit cooler into the 50s for the start of the weekend.
So we're still hanging on to some sweatshirt days. We're not talking plummeting into downright frigid air temps just yet.
No minus signs in front of any of those numbers. I wish we could never see those again.
We have a feeling it's kind of sneaking up on us sooner than later, but for now, not bad for October.
We already had to bring the plants inside because of that killing frost, but hopefully we can still get some more 60s before the end of fall.
If that's what we got to do to knock out the mosquitoes once and for all, then fantastic.
That's the silver lining.
Vanessa, thanks so much. And still to come on KX News at 4.